we all have like crazy, funny, weird stories about like from our families about communism. Do you have anyone that sticks out to you that's like?
None of them.
It doesn't have to be horrific. If
none of them are funny. I'm so sorry. I mean, that's the point.
Or just interesting that like fucking A.
About communism. Well, again, the funniest thing is not funny. I'm sorry. It's like my granddad. He went to fight in the Red Army. You know, during the World War II, all that jazz. Miraculously, came back home alive, which was not a case for many Ukrainians. And then, like a couple of years later, because he went and he fought in like further down to the west, past the USSR, he was sent to fight another war in Manchuria, which is like modern Mongolia or something.
Right.
Manchurian War. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm sorry. So it was like a very interesting thing that because he was abroad and he saw life beyond the Soviet Union, they were like, you're going to fight another war for us.
Right.
Yeah, and I can only applaud that man because he actually came back from that one too. And I don't know how he did that, but I remember in the beginning of the World War II when they were sent to training camps, he's like from a very rural village in like western Ukraine, so right on the western border of the western border of the USSR former. And he was sent to training with like a bunch of other Ukrainians, like farmers, and he was sent to like a very far east training ground in Russia, and they were transported in cattle carriages. Obviously, that's how Soviet Union prefers to transport people. And he used to tell us that he only survived because he stole some onion and he sewed it into the mattress that he was lying down on. So he was eating the onions, and like many other like soldiers, farmers did not even get to the training ground because it was like that. So again, I don't think I have funny stories about communism.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think we had like not even funny stories, but we had stories like
you turn it funny.
Yeah, you find jokes in it.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, my mother had to work on like a meat factory where she would steal like pieces of meat like this and hide it in her like sleeves and stuff. Oh yeah, and we were like, then she would come home, we would like unwrap it from her. Oh, what a funny family activity. Hey. Yeah, but when you think about it,
I mean, yeah, that's why I always call like there's a look to Eastern Europe, like to the people, like the post-Soviet Union trauma. Not everybody has it, and then because there's also like the whole self-esteem thing that was non-existent during communism. But
what do you mean you have self-esteem?
How dare you put yourself above the party?
There's no self in communism, so there's no self-esteem.
It is us, brother.
It's us esteem, brother, comrade.
Pretty much.
Oh God, people will be upset.
Well, apparently we shattered illusions. Oh well, you'll live.
Yeah, again, you'll get over it. Just turn this off. Internet is fake. Go on.
Yeah, go touch grass.
Yeah.
But that's been interesting because like, I'm not trying to fucking mind controversy here, but like it's been interesting now that like even in the West, like some of the snitching culture is coming in a little bit, like on social media, like everyone's reporting on everyone what they said, and people are going back and finding like previous...
Oh yeah, but now it's more prominent, which again I find fucking hilarious. I'm like, oh, finally you live through your own kind of weird version of communism. But again, the snitching culture, it's a historical thing. You cannot tell it that it was...
I mean, the difference is they used to pay during like...
Yeah, but also like the snitching part, the snitching, please anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember when I was in Venice and I was with my beautiful friend who speaks Italian, and she learns a lot about like Italian culture, and she would show me this holes, and it was like a holes when you write a note and just put it as for like anonymous type of thing. It was like 17th, 16th century things. So snitching is not an exclusive culture, like USSR culture thing.
Yeah.
It's just then in USSR it was put on almost industrial level. There was like so many snitches, and everyone was snitching on everyone because it was like praised in society or civil duty, but also
It wasn't. So
obviously.
No,
like,
the reason I say, because like some of my family were Jehovah's Witnesses, like during that time.
Interesting.
I grew up in that.
Jehovah's Witnesses during USSR?
Yeah.
Spicy.
Spicy, yeah, because basically
Weird.
people
USSR
would-
despised religion.
Yes,
they
I mean-
wanted to dismiss that type of power over people ideology. They wanted to keep and remain the only one.
Yeah, pretty much. You wanted a monopoly.
Yeah.
How ironic.
All the capitalists.
But yeah, and basically there would be stuff like middle of the night security. We call them Securitate, which is the national security sort of agency. They would turn up and wake you up and try. Like people would dig holes. Like so, they would take their like watchtowers and magazines, the Bible stuff they were studying, put it in a bag and dig a hole and hide it in the garden somewhere. And then they would come and try to find the holes, and they would play mind tricks on you, like I know where you hid it, and things like that. And then they would try to like catch you out, and come middle of the night, and people used to get sent away to like Siberia, and then made you need to renounce your religion, or we're gonna shoot you, or we're gonna make you walk around in the cold.
Yeah. That seems familiar.
So that's why I mean, like there was praise for the snitching culture from like the official apparatus, but there was also an underbelly of fuck this. And like Free
Absolutely.
Europe Radio and
That's way too late.
yeah, that's like end
Way
stage.
too late.
Yeah.
When
Early
it was,
days
like,
now.
on dying bed. So the Free Europe Radio, anything from the West was, how do you call it, contrabanded into.
Yeah, it was contraband. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
And confiscated.
Yeah. Anything like. I remember, like the most praised possession you could get were jeans. From the West. Jeans. It was like, oh my god, you had jeans. Jeans from like, I don't know, Germany. And it was like...
And it wasn't even necessarily Western, it was Eastern Germany.
No.
Western Germany
My
smuggled
point-
into
my
Eastern
point is
Germany.
Any point behind the border, like jeans. I was like, wow, you motherfucker, where'd you get those from? How, did you pay a pretty fucking good ruble for that? And that's why it's like, so you want to like to talk to go to the like Western news, like shake them. It's like, do you want to go back in time? They will not allow you to keep your genders and pronouns.
No, they will not.
Yeah, it's
They don't get like people. So I talk to people again.
because people view it as economic centric regime, and we
Not
view
political,
it as
social.
political centered regime, and that's like the clash in the viewing, because every argument is like, oh, so you think capitalism is better? I never mentioned the fucking
I think
capitalism.
it's marginally better.
Yeah.
Not everything about it.
It at least gives you the weird, twisted opportunity to better your state or something.
Yeah. And we can talk about this and not be like, is someone
Yeah.
gonna knock on the door
I
tomorrow?
can criticize capitalism all day fucking long, and there will be no one that would be like, it's time for you to go to the capitalist gulag.
You need a re-education camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of that language is like re-education and that kind of stuff is starting to seep into the culture here as well. It can be a bit scary sometimes.